Hi guys, welcome to week 11. We're getting there. Week 15 will be our last week. Today we're going to talk about economics and we'll be reading using a timeline. Critical thinking includes adding details to support statements. We'll use collocations with verbs for our vocabulary. There's a cause-effect essay if you're doing the writing, and complex sentences for grammar. So let's take a look at our first page. This is the topic question for the essay. Can a business earn money while making a difference? So we have some discussion questions first. Let me just zoom in here. Okay. Have you ever thought about starting your own business? If yes, what kind of business would you like to have? Right, so this is basically, we're talking about economics in this unit. And we will be, it's basically talking about money and opportunity, I suppose, with the scale of your economic class and your junction in availability to money. So we'll be talking about a lot about scale of monetary value. Before we do that, I'm just going to go through our regular session here so you can see the full screen. Our normal books. I hope everyone's listening. The listening practice, you should be up to Unit 10, Unit 11, no problem. This week there's no holidays, so we will have normal Zoom. The Unit 7 assignment will be posted this week, just like last. You can start as soon as you start working on your unit, as soon as you watch this video, and then take some pictures as you go along, and you'll be able to finish the unit. Remember to send me a message on Edmodo first. It's the quickest way. Just a moment. Alright, so we want to finish some of these discussion questions. Of course, you can always use a post-it or notebook. There's not a lot of space here to write more than a very small amount of your answer, so please show me your legible discussion questions and your answers. Number 2, when you buy something, do you think about the company that you are purchasing from? So, is it important? For example, are you curious about where and how products are made? And number 3, look at the photo. What product do you think is being sold here? I'm guessing, if you've looked at the photo already, it's something to do with eyesight. I won't give you another hint. But all of these are opinions. I'd like to see your legible answers. We're going to listen to the Q Classroom online to answer these questions.
Unit 7, Economics, the Q Classroom.
The Unit 7 question is, can a business earn money while making a difference? What What do you think, Sophie?
Well, some companies are already doing that. I know of one company that gives away all of its profits to charity.
Wow, okay. What do you think, Felix? Can a business earn money while making a difference?
I think a business can do that, but it has to plan how. For instance, it first has to figure out something that will be profitable, something that people will want to buy or do. And it also has to tell people that its product or service is going to benefit the community.
Marcus, what do you think? Can a business earn money while making a difference?
I think so. Young people like me want to spend their money in a good way. I mean, they will buy something, maybe for a little more money, if they know the company is doing something to benefit someone, or the world in general.
True. Una, do you buy things because the company is doing something good for others?
Absolutely. I want my money to help me, but also to make someone else's life better. I support companies that do good. I want them to succeed.
Good point. If a company has a social commitment, when it does well, more people benefit.
Okay. So you can go through those questions after listening once or twice about commitments and social generosity. Reading 1 is talking about feed projects. Okay. How a bag can feed children in many ways. This is a magazine article about social entrepreneurship, or a business that earns money but also makes a difference in the world. Okay. So we're going to preview. The title is Feed Projects, How a Bag Can Feed Children in Many Ways. How do you think this company will feed children? So give us a couple sentences here, and also for part B. Think about successful businesses. How do they earn money? What could they do with some of their profits to help others? Okay, I think 3 or 4 sentences would be fine. Off the top of my head, I think the most successful businesses right now seem to be Amazon, Bitcoin. There's lots to think of. Walmart. I guess you could think of Samsung. You could think of lots of different companies. What could they do with their profits? What could they do with their money that they've earned? Extra money. Okay, profit is the money that is on the plus side to help others. We've got some vocabulary here that we'll be seeing. Desire, distribute, estimate, first-hand, massive, opportunity, overall, prospect, reusable, and signify. Okay, these will be found in reading 1. Okay, so you want to get through that one, and then get to page 162. It starts the vocabulary. You've done this before. Write each bold word. Match it with the correct definition. Okay, part C is identify the main ideas, and then write the paragraph number. So each paragraph has a main idea, a topic sentence. You want to write down the main ideas where they are found. Categorize true or false. And we've done this before. If it is false, correct each statement to make it true. Okay. Interpret. Look more closely at the reading and answer the following questions. write the sentences that provide the answers. So, for instance, what are other ways that a free school meal can feed children according to the article? And let me just show you this one, if I can. I've shown you many. But paragraph 8, okay, their education improves because they have nutrition. Let's close this. You pretty much have 3 answers right there for free. That's alright. Anyway, you want to go through the interpretations and find each answer for each question. Alright? The extension, look back at your quick work. Can you think of any other products a company might sell to earn money and do good? Add any new ideas or information you learned from the reading. So, for instance, there might be someone that comes up with a new technology for solar power, wind power, any of those basically reusable plastics or recyclable products. You could think of a few things yourself. And then write what you think. Here's some discussion questions about, can a business earn money while making a difference? That means making a difference means doing something good, right? Making a difference in the world. Lauren saw a need that she felt, that might be a spelling mistake there, saw a need that she felt passionate about. Is there any global problem that you feel passionate about? So these are again opinion questions. Many social enterprises are able to fund their social cause by charging more for their products. Do you think this is a good way to raise money? Would you pay more to buy a product because it has a social impact? Okay, what's a good example of that? Sometimes you might be buying, I don't know, coffee that is guaranteed to pay the coffee laborers, the people that harvest the coffee, a living wage. So you might have to pay more for that cup of coffee, but you're also able to know that you're paying that extra 50 cents to give some people in developing countries a better wage. Or, I don't know, maybe another social cause might be paying for something that's recyclable. Okay, so you pay a little bit extra money for a paper cup that can be used again, or something like that. There's a few different ideas. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. Would you pay more to buy a product because it has a social impact? Okay, that it's good for the world. The reading skill shows us a timeline. You can go online to watch the reading skill video. Let's see if I can pull it up here.
Using a timeline.
A timeline can be useful for organizing the details of a story. It can be used after a reading to remember the details, or it can be used before writing to help the writer organize the events of a story. A timeline is usually arranged in chronological order, that is, the order in which events occurred.
2002. Mustafa was born. 2005. His sister Sarah was born. 2008. Mustafa's family moved to Dubai. 2010. Sarah started school. 2016. Mustafa started high school.
You can use time phrases to write about information from a timeline. Looking at the timeline can help you choose the correct time phrase. Look at these sentences.
Mustafa was born in 2002. 3 years later, his sister was born.
A time clause could also be used from information on a timeline. Look at these sentences.
When Mustafa was 6, his family moved to Dubai. After her family moved to Dubai, Sarah started school.
Here are some common time phrases you can use to talk about events in order. 2 years later, before, after, when.
Okay. So, after you've got a good grasp of a timeline, you can investigate by reading this article and including the facts in their time sequence amongst these years. Reading 2 is about a business magazine article on how businesses can earn money and do good. You can preview by looking at the title and the headings. What do you think the article is going to tell us about businesses that want to help others? Check your answer. And then quick write. Here you need 3 or 4 sentences. Again, not a lot of room here. Please write them out on post-its or your writing notebook. Why do businesses want to help others? Are consumers different today than previous times? So consumers are people that buy things, right? We're all consumers. I think everyone in the world is a consumer, but they're basically buying products. Are consumers different today, nowadays, than previous times, like even 50 years ago, 100 years ago, or longer? Some of the vocabulary includes address, aspect, concerned, focus, give back, inspired, model, movement, and seek. Okay? All of these words will be used in reading 2, which is a new business model. Do well while doing good. Okay. And once you've got through the reading 2, you can go through the vocabulary section, which you're very used to already. Okay, put the correct word into the correct sentence. There's some practice online. Then you can apply your understanding by completing the statements and circling the correct answer, A, B, or C. Part D is identify. So complete the main ideas from reading 2 using the phrases from this box. Okay. Which main idea matches, okay, the correct sentence? Alright, and we're on to page 173. Here we categorize, and they do give you some examples here. Okay. Complete the chart with the information from the box, the problem or situation that the business founders saw, what they sell, and the effect or the result. So for Tom's, they mentioned that kids have no shoes. That's the problem. Or the situation, however you would like to look at it. What they sell is shoes, and that the result or the effect that occurs is poor people have shoes. So what else belongs to each box? Okay. Page 174 is synthesize. These are another set of discussion questions. Number 1, the article discusses a few reasons why the business model has changed. What are these reasons? Do you agree with the author about the reasons for the change? And which reason do you think is the most important? So this is a very large question. You'll need at least 3 sentences to complete it. Number 2, which person in reading 2 do you feel the most inspired by, and why? So here we have a couple sentences you're going to need to write out. Who has affected you the most in an inspirational way? Okay, who do you think has done the best work and makes you feel proud to understand their reasons? Number 3, what are some of the qualities that the founders of social businesses have? So we're talking about characteristics here, qualities. Okay. What kind of people are they? Do you have any of these qualities? Are you similar to them in your thoughts? Are there any other qualities that you think are important to be a successful business person? So obviously, you can think of a lot of traditional qualities for business people. There are a lot of people that might be a little bit greedy, but this article was about social responsibility and paying it back and giving other people. So nowadays, what do you think? Can you give me another set of qualities, or at least one, that is important nowadays? I think more people are looking at the context of the way the world is gone and going. I think a lot of people are focusing on businesses that are more socially responsible. Can you think of other qualities that might help them succeed? Okay, the critical thinking strategy explains itself, adding details to writing, so you can use examples. There's a practice online. Identify, so read these sentences from reading 2. In the reading, underline the details that support each sentence. Then choose one of the companies described and go online and find a supporting article about the company. Work with the video. We're going to watch a video here about ecotourism. So this is another possibly socially responsible way of learning about tourism, or not the economy, but our ecology, about wildlife. So we're going to watch this video first, and then you can look at some of these questions. So some of the vocabulary includes wildlife, conservation, alternative, and vested interest. All right, let's take a look.
In Namibia, a country in southern Africa, tourism is increasing. It is now worth more to their economy than mining gold. One of the biggest attractions is Namibia's wildlife, in particular the black rhinoceros. It is one of the rarest animals on Earth. But Namibia may lose the rhino and other wildlife species to poachers, trophy hunters, and a growing human population. To save both Namibia's wildlife and economy, the Namibian Tourist Board has been encouraging ecotourism businesses for the past 20 years. One of these is the Tora Conservancy. This is a joint project between the Namibian government, a safari company, and the local community.
Before Wilderness Safaris was here, we didn't know that much about tourism and nature conservation. We did saw the tourists driving up and down in our local villages, but we didn't know what they was looking for. We didn't know how important the animals was that time.
The Conservancy has shown how ecotourism provides a better alternative to traditional tourism. The local community owns the land, so they receive income from the tour company, around 10% of the profits. The local people are also employed by the company. This generates additional income and ensures that the community has a vested interest in the success of the Conservancy. The Conservancy is an official custodian or caretaker of the rare black rhino for the Namibian government. And locals have realised that protecting the rhino and other wildlife is now more profitable for them than hunting it.
We know that if there is hunting in the area, that the tourists won't come to our area. So we know if there is no tourists in our conservancy, no benefits, no jobs at the end of the day, and we will end up where we was.
The Tora Conservancy is now one of 4 community wildlife conservancies in Namibia. Through ecotourism, these organisations encourage the protection and enjoyment of the country's natural resources.
Okay, wonderful video. You can watch it more than once if you'd like to take some notes. Notes from the video you might want to add to this, of course. The problems in Namibia, the effects of ecotourism on Namibia. So here we have what are the possible outcomes, okay, the causal effects of ecotourism, and then you can also add your ideas. You should add your ideas, anything else that you can think of to extend the conversation, as well as part C. Here is a big question. What are some global effects of ecotourism? Write your ideas in the chart above. Can you think of global effects? Okay, this might include anything from, well, let me give you an example. People used to go on a safari to other countries in order to hunt and kill animals that were exotic. That happened quite often in the past, but it's still around. Ecotourism does not really include hunting and killing like a safari trip anymore. It's more about watching nature, enjoying the animals while they're still not extinct. think about your own ideas, okay, of ecotourism. Wouldn't you like to see or have your future family see some live animals in their own environment? Okay, next page, guys. Write what you think. Synthesize after reading 1, 2, and the video. We can discuss these questions. It says choose one question. I don't need you to write a paragraph. I'd like you to answer all 3, but you don't have to write a paragraph if you don't want to. Just a few sentences is fine. After reading about social entrepreneurship, do you think that businesses can be successful and also do good in the world? Why or why not? Pretty straightforward, but you have to give a reason. Okay. Number 2, why are social entrepreneurs inspired by seeing their work do good for others? How does this differ from other entrepreneurs? So here's kind of you have to be a little empathetic but also sympathetic. People are inspired by seeing something good come from their own work, right? Has that happened to you? You can give an example. How does this differ from other entrepreneurs, maybe other people who don't have any social obligations as part of their business model? Number 3, in addition to its main focus, TOMS also provides medical care to people. It has also established factories in poor areas, thus providing jobs. Why do you think social entrepreneurs should do additional work like this? So, pretty straightforward. Think about the economy and the local communities as an idea for your answers. Okay, the vocabulary includes collocations. Collocations are words frequently used together, and they can help your writing, but also improve your vocabulary. For instance, a free school meal provides a way for children to get healthy. Solar lamps provide an alternative to kerosene. Lauren Bush, I think this is just Lauren Bush. Lauren Bush's company addresses the issue of child hunger. Social entrepreneurs find creative ways to address social problems. These are some examples of collocations, but there are some others with the words provide and address as verbs. Okay, in readings 1 and 2, there is some more practice here. You can find those easily. The writing section is up to you. If you feel that you want to have that A+, of course you can always get extra points in case of a tie for your writing. That goes a couple more pages. And it's definitely worth time if you are here to improve your written English. Okay, they go through everything from dependent clauses to complex sentences. And then the objective was an essay. You don't have to write a complete essay. I just want to see that you finished the other pages in your writing section and you've understood how to write a few paragraphs. And it's great practice. If you have time, I would totally encourage you to go back and go through all of your reading sections just to improve your written English. Here's a quick self-assessment, as well as some reflection. Oops, you don't need to go here. But you could check off what you have learned in the unit. The next page, of course, will be our final unit, behavioral sciences. We'll probably have time for a quick review week before our final test after Unit 8, but don't worry about this today. We'll get there next week. Alright, so track your success and see how well you can do this week. We will have our normal Zoom classes this Wednesday, if you have a Wednesday class with me. If you have a Thursday class, of course, normal, as usual. The 19th will be a holiday again, so if you have a Wednesday with me, we're going to have to take attendance on a separate day later on in June. I'll give you more information about that coming up. But let's try to finish Unit 7 this week, and the answers. And if we can't, then I will finish up. I mean, if you have a Wednesday class Zoom and you don't get your answers, I'll give them to you later. But if you do have a Thursday class with me, don't worry about it. We'll cover it. Anyway, I think that finishes it for today. I hope you're all doing well. Everyone's doing, I don't know, their own thing at home nowadays, but we're getting close to the end of this pandemic. I feel it. So I think it's not going to be too much longer before we can get into a classroom. Possibly one more term. We just have to wait and see. But the rollout, there's already some vaccines available, so I hope everyone just stays healthy. All right, stay healthy. Do your best in school. I know it feels like a lot of assignments, but I'm trying my best to give you guys lots and lots of time. Remember to try to finish early. Check your work before you submit it. All of your work is going to stay on record, so you can always ask me to check again, anything that you need. But I'm doing my best, and I'm doing it alone, so it's taking a while. But all of your work will be graded accordingly, and I will try to be very helpful as much as I can with any questions that you have. So please feel free to ask me if you have anything, if you have any questions about any of these sections of the unit. Okay, and until I guess our next Zoom, I'll see you soon. Take care, guys. Have a great day. Bye for now.